we'll just start this. Yeah, we'll just start this thing up. We're gonna, for everybody who's hops on early, we're gonna talk about this. Look at this. Diddy and Luigi Mangione on lockdown after a race riot. They survived, you guys.
He survived it.
They survived it, dude.
Luckily for them, there was nobody underneath their bunks where they were hiding. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Somehow they survived the race riot. That, like, hey, what if a video came out? It's like fucking Luigi and Luigi's leading the whites, and you got Diddy leading the blacks. You're like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah, that would never.
How are those? No. But
that
anyway,
would be, like Wes Watson would have to be one of the shot callers too. Then.
Yeah, yeah, dude. That's fucking hilarious. But yeah, so while everybody gets on, we'll finish the thought we were just talking about. But like, so you're saying how he's like, yeah, you know, I threw her 5 Gs. He's all, I mean, that's light money. What's funny about that is, remember when Tiger Woods, his whole life blew up? Like Tiger Woods, like out of nowhere, every girl that he had ever had an affair with, like, it was, you know, it was way back in the day, and they were all like, yeah, he did me. Yeah, he did. The girl that it started with was this chick in Vegas that he used to see sometimes when he was out there.
Yeah.
And the reason that she came forward is because she asked him for 2 Gs to help her move. Like, she had never asked him for money before, apparently. And like, so she was in some jam and she needed to move apartments or whatever. So she asked him for 2 Gs. And he's like, I can't help you with that. Because, you know, he's like, it has nothing to do with the money. Like, obviously $2,000 not a lot of money to Tiger Woods. He's like, hey, that's not, we don't have a relationship like that, dude. I fuck you when I come to Vegas. Oh, it's been a minute 40. All right, it's been a minute 40. You know, I come and I fuck you in Vegas. I don't give you money. Like, that's a completely different category, dude. And that's only over 2 Gs. You know what I mean? With Wes Watson is like, I threw her 5 Gs, just, you know, but that obviously that's light money. You're like,
he's so insecure. He's so insecure that he has to say 5 Gs is not a lot of money. It's a lot of money. I don't care how much
it's a lot. Of course. Yeah. 5 Gs is objectively a lot of money to give your ex-girlfriend, you know, like, yeah, it's like if someone's like, hey, I'm going to redo the foundation on your house for $5,000. I'm like, damn, that's light money to redo my fucking foundation on my house. But like, give someone 5 Gs. It's objectively a lot of dough, dude.
And you don't give that to anybody.
No, I mean, anyway. But so what's up, everybody? We're about to, we're about to talk about this new story on the Diddy case, because it gives us an excuse to go live and fucking bring on Dubs, and we can rap out about all kinds of fun stuff. You guys remember Dubs? If you don't follow Dubs, you should definitely go follow his channel. It's fucking awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Dubs, for those of you guys who don't know, has extensive experience in the being incarcerated. He's a reformed convict that did 24 years in California prison. And so, like, I love bringing him on when we talk about jail, just because I like talking to him, and it just gives me an excuse to bring him on. So, yeah.
Unfortunately, I made horrible decisions, but I've been out. This July will be 8 years I've been out.
That's a long time, dude.
Very long.
Yeah.
In that world, somebody that grew up in the jail system, 6 months out is the longest I had ever been out. And that's when I caught my murder case. I was out 5 months. You know, that was the longest I had been out. So for me, it's a huge thing. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I remember when I got off parole, I cried. I was out here. I'm supposed to be this tough guy. No. I was the first time since I was 13 years old that I wasn't under some type of supervision, either state or county supervision, man. So
because you're like, you're free, but you're not really free till you're like all the way off. Right. All right. So check this. All right. So Sean Diddy Combs and Luigi Mangione on lockdown as race riot erupts in Brooklyn federal jail. So first of all, it's hilarious that these two guys are in the same facility. Do they have the same attorney? I heard. Did you know that?
No. What happened? No, one of them has the husband. The other one has the wife. No. It was a power couple. Yeah. Unless they switched.
Wait. Black screen. God damn it.
You're good on over here though. We can see you.
Wait, yeah, but hey, how many of you guys can see this news article?
I can see it
in chat.
It does that crap where we're going to be able to see it. You probably won't be able to read it, but we can see it.
I mean, I can see it. They're saying black screen.
I see it perfect.
Yeah, I see it. But like chat, are you guys all you guys are seeing black. All right.
They're seeing
black. All right. Yeah, dude.
Oh, you know what? I can see it in here is what it is.
It's not. It's this new StreamYard thing, dude. Is this new StreamYard thing. White dude, and why is he on fire? On fire because I'm constantly sunburnt, dude. That's what's up. Dude, check. Okay, so I'll just read this to everybody since you guys can't see it, because StreamYard is such garbage. And now, but now I know I use OBS, but I don't know how to bring people on yet. Like, I don't know how to.
You have to get. It's a third-party service. I can't remember what it's called. I have it, and I don't know why I'm paying for it every month, because I don't know how to run OBS. I do my reactions on OBS.
Yeah,
but it's a third-party thing. I'll look it up and send it to you. And you send the invites through there.
Hey, Serge. No, we're saying like, if I go like this to try, I'm trying to share the news article. The news article for us.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Dude, the software that we use to go live, they did some weird update, and it's, I don't know, dude. It's ridiculous. Anyway, all right, so I'll just read this, okay? So Sean Diddy Combs and Luigi Mangione, they can't get visits from friends and family for at least a month after a race riot erupted in the Brooklyn jail where both are being housed. Latest episode, federal prison consultant Sam Mengill said the Metropolitan Detention Center was placed on lockdown last week after more than 40 people were involved in a melee. High-profile inmates like Combs, Mangione, and Sam Bankman-Fried. Oh, I forgot that guy's there too, dude. Sam Bankman-Fried.
That's the crypto guy, right?
Yeah.
That guy's nuts.
Yeah. Like, what's his name? Gene Borello, I'm buddies with too. He said that he was inside when Bankman-Fried was in. I can't remember what facility they were in, and someone asked him, they're like, "Hey, what was Bankman-Fried like inside?" And he was like terrified and completely out of his depth. Obviously.
Absolutely. I mean, he seems like he's one of those like idiot savants, lightweight. You know what I mean? Like, he's good at probably one thing, and it's that one thing is nowhere in prison, so he's in trouble.
Yeah, dude. I'm saying, and if he's in the same spot as Gene Borello, like other dudes like Gene Borello are gonna fucking take that guy's stuff. Gene said he stuck up for him though. He's like the guy. He's like autistic or something. Obviously.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. Yeah. High functioning autism. I think he has.
Yeah. That story, Bankman-Fried and them, they had this, I think it was like an $18 million place in the Bahamas. And there was like a bunch of dudes and like one girl, and they're all, oh yeah, and they're like, yeah, they were having these orgies. I'm like, get out of here, dude. Like, there's like, I saw the group of those guys. I'm like,
yeah.
Something tells me that by like orgies, you mean like that girl maybe had sex with two of those guys,
and the rest of them all jacked off.
Yeah, and all of them. Yeah, and the orgy lasted 11 and a half seconds, dude. Like the entire thing, front to back, dude. And they did it once. Everyone's, oh yeah, it was like this crazy play, $18 million house, and like they were playing video games there and sending fucking millions of dollars to candidates. Anyway, but all right, so he's locked down now 23 out of 24 hours. Isn't he locked down all the time anyway? Is Diddy in a pod where he can interact with people, or is he locked down? Do you know?
I doubt it. I would assume. I've never been to the feds, but I would assume. I mean, I would assume he's in a place where they come out for an hour a day by themselves. If anybody's been there to that institution, do us a favor and let us know. But he's so high profile that I don't think they want anybody to have action at him.
Yeah,
so I would assume they're single cell. Maybe they have cellies, but I would assume they're in a spot where they're single cell, no access to any other person. Showering one at a time. If their phone is at the end of the tier, maybe there's one at a time. I doubt they're gonna let anybody get near either one of those two guys.
Yeah,
Mangione and Diddy.
And Diddy, like, especially after what happened with Epstein in that place, you got to figure they're like. If this dude ends up dead, there is no explanation that anyone is going to accept that. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like we played our one get out of jail free card of like this dude that we know a bunch of really powerful people want dead ended up dead, and we came up with some stupid story that nobody believes. It's like, I don't think they're going to be able to pull that one off twice.
No. I don't think anybody would care as far as it was Diddy. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe his family, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I just think like. I don't know. I think the Epstein thing was probably different because Epstein probably had a lot of compromising. Well, for sure, he had a lot of compromising stuff on a bunch of really powerful people. Where with Diddy, I bet you Homeland Security got all of that stuff. You know, like he probably had it, and they probably got it all when they raided his homes and grabbed all the servers. He's probably not smart enough to like.
I think another huge difference between the two of them is Epstein was actually a plant. He was being handled by some serious people
for sure,
to put governmental officials in compromising positions. Yeah. Diddy was just a fucking sick individual that was filming shit for his own pleasure. And he does it. I mean, I'm sure there are some people on his videos that may be able to get stuff done, but Epstein had, I mean, I think we know which spy agency was behind it. And I mean, it was to put American politicians and actors, entertainers in compromising positions in order to use them for whatever means.
For sure. Yeah. It's simple. It's like you got two ways to motivate people in period. One is like incentivize them with something that they want, and then, or incentivize them with something that they don't want. And it's like, if you got guys that are at the level that a lot of these people were, that they were trying to tape, a lot of them are rich enough that money's not going to move them, or that it's easy enough for them to get money in so many different ways that like you might want them to do something they really don't want to do, and you can't get them to do it with money. And you're like, hey, you want anybody to see this video of you with a fucking tadpole hat on with the 13-year-old you know what I mean? It's like they're going to do whatever you ask them to do. You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
Then, and then I think on the Diddy side though, this is just my hypothesis based on some like random behavior from people who said, you know, just right around you just look at the timing. It's like Diddy's home gets raided in March and they seize all the servers. And I think that was all about the lawsuit with BlackRock and all that stuff. But then you had a bunch of people who were very clearly not going to get involved in politics, who suddenly were like, never mind, I've decided I'm going all in on Kamala. And they're like on these stages and they're like, don't you understand what's at stake? And you literally can pull up a video of them from 3 months earlier where they're like, I am not doing politics. Or they said literally the exact opposite thing. You're like, You know, Snoop Dogg did an interview where he was like, man, I got nothing but love for Trump. He pardoned my boy, Harry O. I asked him to pardon Harry O. And he did. So I love Trump. And right before the election, he's all, anybody that's down with Trump is a racist motherfucker. You're all, damn. I wonder what changed his mind. So 180 degrees.
Did you do something on why Allen really fled the U.S.? Somebody did it. I didn't know if it was. I'm interested in that story too.
Which one?
Ellen DeGeneres.
Oh, Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah,
dude, I heard people talking about that. I don't know. Yeah, man. Like I mean, it's totally possible. She's a terrible person. I've heard she's a terrible person.
And she was always having Diddy on. They were talking about there's no party like a Diddy party. She said it a few times, and I'm just like, wow.
Yep, dude. I mean, the thing is, like, if you're one of those celebrities that's going to those Diddy parties, you have you do have a certain amount of influence, and you know, if Diddy really was kind of like in this upper echelon, which I do believe he was. Like, I think the reason they came after him is because he was in this group, and he betrayed them, right? Like he cried racism on the BlackRock thing, you know, with like Diageo's they sues him, says that they're being racist. They lose $20 billion in market capitalization, and then boom, he gets, you know, second that they're 2 months after the case gets settled, he gets raided by Homeland. But I think if anything, like the videos that he would have had are just so that if one of these celebrities starts talking wild, you know, like they're like, oh, you know, that my cousin got killed by the vaccine. They're like, you better fucking put a lid on that guy, dude. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So anyway, so he said, okay, so they said they're just talking about if he wants to exercise his cell, he can read in his cell. There are no TV. Wait, there are no TVs? He doesn't have a TV.
More than likely he doesn't. You know, there's some places where they'll have a TV in between every 2 cells in the hallway. I don't know if that's one of those places. But yeah, no, when I was in I fought my case for 16 months. I never saw TV once in the county. And he's basically in the federal county jail. Is basically what that place is.
16 months, you'll be deprogrammed from television. Like all my friends that have ever shut off the TV, I'm taking 2 months off. They're like, I don't miss it anymore, and I never watch TV.
I don't watch TV.
Never, huh?
Since I've been out of prison, I have not watched one NBA game. I watched the World Series, actually the game that the Yankees choked. I watched one Super Bowl, and like I don't watch, like people will tell me, hey, you got to watch this, and you got to, and my thing is the programming. There's so much programming going on. I mean, anybody that knows why Hollywood was created as a propaganda tool, right? Yeah. But the programming back then wasn't as blatant as it, like now it's all one way and it's blatant. So I just refuse to be a part of it. If I see something on YouTube, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
That's about it for me.
Choke dealer. Thank you very much, good sir. Appreciate you. Yeah, man. I watch a lot of stuff, but I watch a lot of stuff, but like I can't. I see the programming so easily that if it's too overt, then I can't watch that show. Even if it's a good show, even if it's a good show, I'm just like, ugh, man, come on, dude. I understand, like I used to like American Horror Story. And that is just like, it's so embarrassingly obvious. Like they did a season in the middle of the woke thing where the plot was aliens come to Earth and they got men pregnant. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like this is right in the middle of all the like heavy trans shit. I'm like, that's your plot, and like, it's almost, I think they were doing that one just to troll people like me. They're all, ha ha ha. Hey, you like that, dude? You like this plot, Jesse on Fire? It's like, no, I don't like this plot, dude, at all.
And the token gay guy and the token Mexican, the token black guy. Like, come on, man. Like,
there's no straight people that have a good like there's no like married straight people with a good relationship who are parenting their children well. Like that shit like does not even fucking exist.
Yeah.
In that type of program, which I don't even understand. Like, why don't you like? Seems like that's what you would want to program people with. Is like, look, you marry a good girl, you pump her up, and then
what happened to Leave It to Beaver?
Yeah.
Family values, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
a healthy family environment, but now it's, I don't know, to each their own, man. But I don't need the government trying to teach me or anyone else what's right or wrong. My life experience is gonna do it good enough.
100%, dude.
100%. Constitutional journalists. News Network. Thank you. I appreciate that. Constitutionalist. I said it all wrong. Constitutionalist News Network. Thank you very much.
I'm trying to see if anybody got killed in this riot. Like I'm reading about it. It's like multiple incarcerated individuals were medically assessed and treated for minor injuries at the facility. 2 incarcerated individuals sustained injuries requiring outside medical treatment. I don't know. That doesn't really say whether they got stabbed or not. You got to figure like, because in a 40-person fight, you can get fucked up plenty good to have to go to an outside facility, even if people aren't getting stuck. Do people fight? I guess you don't know if you were in the feds, but like, do you think that do people just fight in a place like that? If 40 people fight, if it's like a planned thing?
It depends on. Different prison systems are different. So, out here in California, if there's going to be a planned riot, if Mexicans are involved, it's mandatory. They have to bring weapons out. Whether or not they use them is one thing, but it's mandatory. Like, we'll make sure, like, hey, somebody will come around. Hey, Holmes, you got something? If you need something, I got something for you. And you're expected. But as far as other places, I don't know what they do. And that's one thing I always tell people. I can only speak on my life experiences. I can't speak on another state. I can have an idea. If there was 40 people involved and nobody was killed and nobody was, we don't hear of any serious injuries, then I would assume maybe the razor blades could have been involved, but no actual stabbing weapons. I would assume were involved.
That makes sense. Constitutionalist, I appreciate you, dude. I work for FCI air long. Diddy is in the shoe 23 hours a day, 1 hour outside a cage, no commissary, no TV phone, 1 hour a week. What's FCI ear long? Is that that's
probably Federal Correctional Institute or something like that? I would assume.
That makes sense. Appreciate you, dude. Let's get the matches rolling. Chats on. Thank you, dude. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Daniel Sandoval. Thank you for the cash app.
This says the facility can't afford to have a high profile, certainly any inmate, but in this case, any high profile inmate get injured from another inmate. And because the MDC is a dangerous place, obviously look at what happened on Friday. Not only from the PR point of view, they're terribly understaffed. There's a lot of racial tension, a lot of gang tension. A significant number of illegal immigrants are held there.
Okay, Big Haas says that FCI is a medium, though. And it makes sense because of those guys. But, you know, like we always say, you know, Gunner and I say, once you get behind the walls, even a medium security place, somebody could have a bad day and things can go wrong.
Yeah. And you start high if what convictions put you automatically in high security?
Murder convictions, but you got to remember he's basically he's in a holding facility.
Yeah, I know he's like in a county, like you said.
Again, I don't know the levels with the state, with the feds, but with the state, when you get to reception center, they have an idea based on your charges, right? Your what, like if you have a life sentence, they're gonna send you. So, like for example, when I came through, it was Wasco Reception Center for LA, for Fresno, for Santa Barbara, for Ventura, for all the different areas, right? So they put me in D1. That was what was considered the lifer building, but nobody, you know, you didn't have the level 4 points until you see a counselor. Then you're okay. This is what this guy's classification is. So with these guys, they don't even have a classification because they're still fighting their case, you know. But shit, with the case, the charges that Diddy has, I mean, he's looking at 1,000 years basically.
Yeah, he's definitely looking at an amount of years that he'll die in prison if he gets hit with all of them.
And he would be on a maximum, I would assume, with that many years.
Yeah. And if Luigi's in the same spot, he's on murder one, obviously.
Well, yeah, he's got yeah.
My buddy, dude, when my buddy got arrested in LA, when he did the banks, he was in Seal Beach, I think is where he was held before trial. I feel like Seal.
He was in LA. I'm not from LA.
He wasn't in LA County. He was in. I feel like.
Oh, Orange County.
Maybe Orange County. Seal Beach. Is that one? Yeah, I don't know. It's Choke says, "Yo, Dubs, where do you get treated better, county or prison?"
So you're gonna get more comforts in prison than you are in county. Because again, the county jail is just there to house. You know, you can come in and you could be my neighbor, and you can have a drunk driving, and I have a murder. You know what I mean? Like you could have a drunk driving where there was some serious injuries or whatever, and it isn't until you're convicted, then you go to the state, then you're going to get your packages, your visits, your contact visits, your family visits, your store. You know, like a lot of different things. Obviously, you get store in the counties. I think they get packages in the counties too, but it's not the same. You get way more luxuries, so-called luxuries, in prison compared to the county.
I mean, this particular place is where Sammy Gravano and all the mob guys are at this place before, like when they're facing their RICOs or whatever, or any of those trials, like before they get actually convicted, this is where they all stay. So this place is like.
Well, it's also federal, and so the mob guys are going to be picked up on federal cases, and both of these guys have federal cases, so they got to go there.
Yeah. This guy is saying, if I was consulting him, should he be found guilty, I would be working with his legal team to get him the best facility based on his sentence. Well, yeah. I mean, the strategy is to get him the most amount of freedom as quickly as possible, something I would want to work with him. But first and foremost, if found guilty, where to get him to a place that he's safe, that his family knows he's safe, so that he can institute whatever strategies he can put into place given those circumstances. I mean, yeah. I mean, you got because the government, they don't want him to get clipped in prison either. You know what I mean? It's a bad look for everybody. If he goes inside and 2 weeks in, he gets whacked out. They're like, what the fuck you guys doing? You knew it's Diddy. Like you knew everybody wanted to hit him.
I don't think the state gives a damn, or the feds give a damn. Once you're housed, like, hey, Holmes, you did the crime, go and do that time. Now, as far as people saying they would try to litigate it to where he gets to the safest place, let me tell you something. Once the judge sentences you, whatever correctional system you enter, they decide where you go. The judge doesn't have anything to do with that. Unless the feds are completely different, you go wherever they send you based on your case factors. That's basically what's going to dictate where you go.
So Constitution says that that's not how the feds work. He has an offense level, a criminal history category. That's the determining factor. That's where he goes. Just depends on how much time. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't understand how like, I know Madoff. I mean, it's a non-violent crime, but he was the biggest financial crime in history. I think it is a $55 billion Ponzi scheme. And he was in a nice place. I heard his place where he ended up.
You know how you heard that term club fed?
Yeah.
I think the feds just have better pay numbers. Like in the state, you can have a job and not have a pay number. You're not going to get paid. There's only a certain amount of pay numbers. You're going to get paid pennies. The feds have different pay numbers, better pay numbers, and I think the way they do things is a lot different than the state.
I'm saying I can't. That's what I can't do. I'm gonna call you CNN, dude, just because I think that's funny and it's shorter, constitutional. So it's if I share my screen, it'll just show black. That's what I'm saying. The StreamYard is garbage, man. Garbage. But dude, I saw this other thing up here that I just saw. It says it said, look at, oh man, I can't show anybody. But J-Lo feels betrayed because Ben Affleck is now back with Jennifer Garner.
Good for him.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if I got to pick between those two, I'm going J-Lo all day.
Oh
but
my God.
That's me, dude. You like Jennifer Garner better than that?
Hell yeah, I can't stand J-Lo.
Really? You think Jennifer Garner's hotter than J-Lo?
Absolutely.
Huh.
Absolutely.
I don't know. Garner, she looks like she'd nag me, dude. Like she looks like she'd ask me to like do a lot of shit, you know. Like she looks like
but I think in my opinion, J-Lo is a wreck anywhere south of her waist. Like I think she's a complete wreck. She's been with so many dudes. There was video. Suge Knight had video where she was allegedly with 6 dudes at once, some shit like that.
We froze, but we're back.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say you're frozen.
We're frozen. J-Lo, dude. I mean, she just marries everybody. That's her fucking problem. I mean, yeah, Jennifer Gardner, I would say, has probably got a much lower body count for sure. But J-Lo just seems to she just wants to fucking marry everybody, dude. She you got to figure after the 4th one, it's like maybe not, maybe just call him your boyfriend, you know, and don't tell anybody because this is getting embarrassing.
Well, how about this? You say Jennifer Garner looks like she would nag you, right?
Yeah.
J-Lo can't keep a man.
That's fair.
Something there. It's just like, I'll tell you, another beautiful woman that cannot keep a man is Halle Berry.
Yeah.
And when I see women like that
one,
they can't keep a man, I'm like, there's something wrong here or down there. It's one of the two.
I think with J-Lo, with her, the problem is highly likely that she's such a fucking huge star that I don't know how celebrities like that do it, where their lives they see each other for 5 days a month. I don't know how anybody does that.
Yeah.
I honestly have no idea. Especially if the dude's a star too, it's like, I mean, you're awesome. I like you a lot, but there's a lot of fucking girls on the road, man. And if I'm with you 5 days a month, I mean,
and they're both in a profession where people are throwing themselves at them, you know.
Exactly.
And yeah, I don't know.
Exactly. You gotta have I don't know, man. I'm pretty sure Conor McGregor has an agreement with D. I don't think that she's cool with him assaulting women, but I'm pretty sure he's allowed to bang chicks on the road and she's good with it, you know. But also, he didn't marry her. They have a bunch of kids, but they're not married. I think that's strategy on his part, where he's like, "Oh, you don't like what I did?" He's like, "What you gonna do? Hey, what you gonna do?"
Well, you know? I wonder if they have. You know how over here it's common law. Once you're together a certain amount of time. I don't know if over there in Ireland they have that, but over here she'd be entitled to some shit.
I'm pretty sure it's the same as being married. If they've been together that long and they have 3 kids together, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure about that, but Crypto Danks, what's up, dude? Huge fan tuning in. I use Streamlabs OBS and can invite by setting collab cam as a scene. You may be able to do that on OBS also. So StreamYard, Streamlabs. Huh. Maybe I'll mess around with that. I know I tried that before. Thank you very much, dude. but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like StreamYard, do you get that connection thing? Like, is your connection shaky all the time on stream?
When it shows the Wi-Fi thing in the corner?
Yep.
Yeah, I hate that.
I hate that. I'll do my speed test. It's like you're downloading at 9 billion MPS and your upload is like 1,000. I'm like, damn, it's going so fast. And somehow StreamYard can't figure out how to use it.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
I don't know.
And they're tinkering with a lot of stuff on StreamYard right now. And it's just like, I don't think we asked for that.
No, like, hey, you almost got a fight with a man in a Walmart parking lot?
Just now.
Just now, dude. He's like, I told him I was watching your channel, and the guy did not like your show, and he wanted to fight.
Like, yeah, luckily you had your phone in your hand. You know, you didn't have both hands free, or else you might have fought, guy.
Dude, you got to get him. Got to get him. Dude, yeah, fighting in the street as a grown-up is
yes, not worth that.
Yeah, I don't want to go to jail, man. I don't want to go to jail at all. But I just watched this clip of Rogan earlier. I was in a video that I was doing. And then let's talk about Wes's video. But I was just watching it, and it was Rogan talking about that that video where the dude went and snatched the papers out of that like little girl's hand. And he's like, man, he's like, if that was my daughter, he's like, it could have been a serious, I'd be in a jumpsuit. I'd be a fairly serious fucking problem. Bill Burr's like, hey, dude, hey, that guy didn't take it from your daughter, Joe. Calm down. He's like, Joe said. It's fucking hilarious, dude. But anyway, yeah. So tell me, like you were saying, that Wes Watson had this video out where he's like, I don't know, he's got his new girl and he was talking shit. I was like, tell me about it on the streams. Tell me about it.
Yeah. So the video I did today, every Wednesday I do Wes Watson Wednesdays, or we call them Willy Wonka Wednesdays, and we have fun. You know, we clown them, and and I always try to find some that are funny. And I saw on Baller Buster, shout out to Baller Busters on IG. I saw some of the stuff they had on the storyline, and you froze up again. We froze.
Yeah, no, I'm checking my speed. I guarantee my speed's perfect, and it's just fucking yep. And now I got the little Wi-Fi thing from StreamYard. Thanks, StreamYard.
Yeah. So I saw where he was berating his lady, treating her like shit, talking
on a podcast.
No, on like so they have this thing. I don't know where it's at. I don't know if it's on IG or what it is, but they ask a question, and the question is like on the screen, like right above their head. Mm-hmm. And they asked a question, something about their relationship, and he said the thing that they're always fighting over is because when he walks through that fucking door, she better be right there to greet him. So
this
he knows.
Unbelievable, dude.
He knows.
This is what I'm talking about, man. StreamYard knows, dude. StreamYard knows. I'm doing a speed test right now. My download speed right now is 605 and my upload is 17. And somehow StreamYard can't seem to keep us connected, which is amazing. But anyway, go on. So you were saying they had the thing above and it asked a question and they asked, yeah, go on. So continue.
Yeah, and so he said that his main thing with her is when he walks through that door, she better be there to greet him, to let him know that so he feels attractive, that she's attracted to him. I'm like, how fucking weak-minded are you that your lady has to come to the door? All you did was drive your Lambo 4 blocks to the gym and then come back, you fucking asshole. Right?
Come to the door. Like
hey. Yes. Like, damn, I haven't seen you all day. Motherfucker, you just left. But he said he needs that. And he's telling her this in front of her baby daughter, like a little 3-4-year-old daughter is just right there playing. And he's like, and then he asked her, what's your favorite your favorite way to work out your back? Is it to get your back blown out? Again, in front of the daughter, the child.
That is incredibly bizarre, dude. And Crypto Danks, I am definitely going to do that. And that's because that's how I'm going to run my chat now that I'm doing OBS lives. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat, my guy. Dude, so I did see the thing on the one that you did yesterday where he was like, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but like, I don't even bust when I bang, man. I don't even bust. I was thinking in my head, I'm like, well, no, I've heard a rumor about like that maybe, peg something or other, and I'm like, maybe that's the only way. Maybe that's the only way, dude.
Go back and watch it. They bleeped out a word. He said, I can't even bust in pussy. Why would they bleep out that he's saying I can't bust in pussy?
That's fucking weird, man.
Because he's into fucking dudes. That's why I stopped it and I said, I think I know what the problem is. And I rewound it to the guy that's interviewing him that has a huge smile on his face.
Yeah. There's also the other option. I mean, like, then there's this middle ground, which is what's that movie? It's not American Pie. I think it was like, is the movie that had Stifler in it, but it's a movie at Road Trip. And it's called Road Trip. And like, he learns that the only way that he get busted, so if some chick fucking bangs his prostate, you know, and it's like, it's a comedy movie, dude. You know, it's a comedy.
I think I know what it is.
Yeah. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, is that what he's saying without saying it? It's like, he's like, the only way I can finish this is someone fucking smashes my prostate. I'm like, oh,
listen,
God.
if
That's repulsive,
if you're with the woman, if it's good, you're busting. I don't think it's her. I don't think it's her. Real quick, Kyrie wants to says, Dubs, tell Jesse thanks for the super chat back in November. Good seeing y'all. NorCal, SoCal, Texas in this. He's and Kyrie is always asking me to ask you about MMA, and I always forget.
What do you want to know?
No, I think he always wants me to ask you something about the MMA guru.
Oh, MMA guru. Yeah, it's another it's an MMA channel.
Yeah.
Guru,
no, Kyrie does MMA stuff. He's just a smaller channel starting up, so he's always just bringing stuff up. He's a good supporter of the channel.
I'm going to Vegas tomorrow. I'm going to be at UFC Apex tomorrow night, and then the T-Mobile for the pay-per-view on Saturday. So I'm like,
there you go.
I got two videos queued up for tomorrow. One is the fucking bombshell on the Trump assassination, like crazy development on a conspiracy around that. And then the other one is Elon is dropping names on the Epstein list now, dude. I got those. So those two should perform very well. I was going to do them today, but I'm like, I'm just going to drop them because I'm traveling tomorrow and I can't do videos. So I'll give them two really good ones. So yeah.
I'm thinking on my smallest channel on the WS World. I think I want to do something on what happened during Trump's speech.
Which part?
The Democrats.
Like, did you see them go crazy about the kid with cancer today? What the fuck is wrong with everybody, dude?
I don't understand how we are. How do people think that it's good for our country and good for their homes, good for just living, period, to be so spiteful of a man that no matter what he does, good or bad, you hate his fucking guts.
He literally made a kid with cancer an honorary Secret Service member.
Yes.
It's a kid who's there, like a young black kid with cancer. And he's like, right now, we've made him an honorary member of the Secret Service. What the fuck? What possible, like, negative thing could you say about that? How could you come up with something negative about that?
And the liberal media said it was disgusting that he did that.
Disgusting.
They said, what's that one chick's name? What's her fucking name? The one that's on MSNBC, the chick, short brown hair.
Oh God, Rachel Maddow.
She's the one that said it was disgusting for him to do that.
Wow.
That's amazing, man.
Yeah, that's psychopathic, is what that is. Let's see. I literally just Googled it, and I'm looking up what. Let's see. Okay. MSNBC. Actually, let me look up MSNBC because like the real mainstream, they're like, I don't know if we can really shit on that, you know. But
yeah, Kathy says I think that was the best. Little boy's eyes showed how excited he was. Not only that, he even hugged the Secret Service guy or whoever was giving him the bat, hugged him like that was huge for that kid, man. And for them to just sit there, I mean, and arms crossed, tantrum, like. It was weird. It's just
it's weird, dude.
It's so weird too when you factor in when Trump was elected. I mean, it was sending them a message like we're not okay with what you guys are doing, and they're fucking tripling down on it now.
This says I can't see the entire article because it's trying to make me but it says Rachel Maddow, host, says she hopes boy with cancer at Trump speech does not kill himself. What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
I didn't hear that part. That's even worse. See, I gotta get. I'm gonna push that video off till tomorrow. Probably. I need to get more. This is nuts.
That is. I'm trying to find it on YouTube. I'll look it up later. Hold on. That is. I mean, she is a repulsive human being, dude. Yeah, I mean that is fucking crazy. Because the thing is like they go into those events though. And it's so robotic. Like the reason why a candidate like Trump gets so popular is because of and this is on both sides, because like the Democrats, they all kind of, they have their little fucking text chain and they're like, just so everyone's clear, okay, anytime that he says something and the people stand up and clap, we stay seated, we do not clap. It's like, guys, dude, this is boring. You're so fucking predictable and boring. You think anybody sees that and they're all, oh, I'm glad that my team's not standing up and cheering for a boy with cancer. It's like, get the fuck out of here, man.
And can I just say that is more proof that they're robots. Yes. They cannot be individuals. It's crazy. It's fucking
Travis says now Nicole Wallace on MSNBC tied that kid to January 6th. Unfucking real. I'm gonna actually look this stuff up and then maybe I'll try to crank a video out tonight before I leave tomorrow.
Do it.
The people on the left are showing their true colors. Yeah, choke dealer. Thank you very much. It's just like, honestly, I'm equally bored if Republicans do it. I don't even consider myself a Republican. I'm just like, I'm outside that game. All I know is if they fucking bring a kid up with cancer and they're like, this kid survived 8 years when they gave him 6 months and we're making him an honorary member of the Secret Service, anybody who shits on that fucking kid, I'm on the other side of that. Like, that was basically how my entire political position shifted, was like, I never really considered myself either way, but it was like, I don't know, maybe like 2017, 2018. And when that super heavy, crazy woke shit happened, I was like, Jesus, I've never even paid attention to whatever the fuck that is. I'm on the other side of that. Like, whatever they are, I'm over here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And my change occurred during my incarceration. I'm in the most liberal state. I mean, people could say New York or in Oregon. Okay. But I'm gonna say I'm in the most liberal state, and they created most of the most draconian laws. Yeah. And then you'll hear now and then, well, Pete Wilson, nothing passes in California without the Democrats wanting it to pass. 100%. And they could have easily overturned any of the stuff. And people all the time will tell me, well, it's liberals that got me out. No, it's not. No, it's not. They're not the ones that got me out. You know what I mean? But anyways, it was during my incarceration where I looked around and I said, wait a minute. They say they're the party for the minorities and the working class and all. And I looked around and I saw the Pelican Bay was packed full of minorities. And the laws that we were getting hit with, like there's already a law for murder, and that's a life sentence or the death penalty. Why are you now adding on gang enhancements that are only used for black and brown? Because they have the hate crimes for the whites, right? But the gang enhancements are specifically for black and brown.
Yeah.
So I was like, wait a minute. And so the evolution started for me in there. And a lot of times for those of us in there, we don't care about what's happening outside of the walls.
Yeah.
But the majority of what's termed as long-term offenders, guys that had life or guys that did 20 or more, we get out, and most of us are very conservative in our political beliefs. Mm-hmm. Because we had to learn we were the problem. It wasn't the president, the court, the cops. It was us.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's like John Emerson, thank you very much. And Paula, thank you very much. It's like, this is the way that this is my 100% honest assessment. I'm no fucking genius, but this is how I see what has been going on for years. It's like, if you have two options, one option is I'm indifferent on race. And if you go super far to the right, you might find this tiny group of people who are just stone racist. Fine. Mm-hmm. Like, that's your one option. Or you have this group that institutionally knows that you have citizens who are very sensitive to the idea of people being racist towards them. And what you're going to do is you're going to use that fear of theirs and drill into it and intentionally scare them and intentionally make them feel like there is this massive tidal wave of racism coming their direction, not because there is, but just so you can manipulate them and then get them to believe that you're defending them against the thing that's not even actually there. That's fucking evil to me, dude. And that's what they are.
And not only that, let me tell you something. The easiest way to control people is to get them out of this and thinking with their heart.
100%.
Emotional. If you get them away from if you put the emotion over intellect, they're so easy to control, and they know that, and they've perfected it.
Yes, 100%. And like, the thing is like, if you have an emotional reaction to something and then you're problem solving that thing that is making you feel the way that you're feeling with a logical solution, I always want to have that conversation. But if you're telling me like I'm on the wrong side because like homelessness is this huge problem, so we should give $100 million a year to this organization over here that handles homelessness in San Francisco. And I'm like, all right, well, you guys have been doing that for the last 10 years. What's the outcome? They're like, well, homelessness has gotten significantly worse every single year. I'm like, so why are we giving $100 million to that group? And the Democrats are like, so you don't give a shit about homeless people? I'm like, no, I like solutions that work. I don't like pissing money away to these fucking retards that are failing at what they're supposed to be doing. That doesn't mean I don't care about homeless people. It means this is and your only argument is to play off my emotions.
And not only that, is that okay, we've thrown enough money at something. If you're running a business and you just bleeding money, you're gonna look for a different track for your business, or you're gonna shut down, but you're definitely not gonna keep pouring money into a losing business. Yeah. Another thing that I saw it on TikTok, right? I don't know if you saw it, but going back to Trump for a second, you know what's a trip is they said the liberals are adoring Zelensky for putting Ukraine first and hating Trump for putting America first. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole thing, that whole thing is like, I understand why you would be like, okay, so we've been supporting them. They've had a bunch of people go out and fight and die, and just cutting them off, it feels wrong. And you're like, all right, but are we cutting them off because we want them to get overrun, or are we cutting them off because we want to make a deal and create peace? And it's like, and then it's like a question they've never asked themselves. You're like, why are we cutting them off? It's like, because we are going bankrupt. We've sent them $350 billion. There's no end in sight. This group over here is just telling you like, it's wrong. They're dying. They're getting overrun. So we just need to keep sending money. You're all okay, but for till when? And what is the solution? You're like, give me a timeline. What's going to, let's say we send them another $500 billion. What's the outcome? Okay. Because if there is no outcome, then all you're doing is giving money to these evil fucks that are playing off your emotions to try to keep this thing going as long as possible. Like, what's the end game? Why does it matter to us in the United States? At least give me a story that fucking makes sense. Otherwise, we are trying to cut the deal or cut the funding off so they have to settle with Russia, and you get peace and we get this mineral deal. Like, there's nothing evil about this. This is just fucking common sense. It's a logical solution that's trying to save lives and save money. You know what I mean? I don't know enough about the international stage to know what's right or what's wrong. I just know that the idea that like that's illogical to be like everyone's dying solely because we keep sending them money. So let's stop sending them money. So all these people stop dying. That seems logical to me.
But that's when it goes back to how they say common sense ain't all that common anymore.
Yeah.
And you have to also question, like, I'm going to get into the suit thing for a second. This guy comes to the White House in a jumpsuit, and says that it's because he's in solidarity with his soldiers. Meanwhile, he's buying yachts and he's buying properties all over the place.
That's confirmed, huh? Like
I've read it in a couple of different places, and it's like, okay, well, yeah, I can imagine you do have some extra money laying around in Ukraine right now. And I can also imagine that some of these politicians over here that want money to go over there so bad, they might have some accounts getting filled as well, because it doesn't make sense why they want to keep sending money over there.
They're saying that he's got 5 yachts and 3 jets. Well, that's nice. That's nice. That's the whole thing. I mean, look, like if you're gonna, the idea that you're gonna send $350 billion over there with literally no oversight. I mean, like the guy that you're propping up over there, he's gonna steal. If you're part of the scam, everybody's stealing. That's the whole thing. It's like, you want to steal, you need a guy over there who's your front man. He's gonna fucking steal. Everybody's stealing, and it's like, I mean, it's not shocking why they push back so hard on all this stuff when you like pull up the covers and they've got this NGO thing. I mean, these NGO things, you just set up an NGO and then they just are going to send you billions of dollars every year and no one has any oversight into what you do with that money. People just take the money. It's like, because it's other people's money. Like this taxpayer money is not the people who control money. It's not their money. And so it's like, of course we end up with fucking $35 trillion in debt when you just, you know, this thing where you can just send money all over the place. Humans are naturally corrupt. You give me the ability to fucking send myself $2 billion to an NGO and everybody else is doing it. I'm sending that $2 billion to the NGO. And I have no shame in saying that. I'm not a perfect person. I'm robbing that shit fucking blind, dude. 100%.
And I read a thing where they said 97% or 98% of the money that was going to NGOs, they were left-leaning NGOs.
Oh, of course. And then they were spending that money to propagandize the population to vote in the direction of the shit that leads to them continuing to get the money. It's not even complicated.
And one of the craziest things is billionaire Soros was allegedly getting a whole lot of money. He would pour a few million into a few NGOs and he was getting hundreds of millions. I
saw Elon say that. Yeah. I mean, he called Soros a genius now that he's you know, because Elon has the books open now, so he can see exactly what's going on. So he's like, this guy's a genius. He spends this money. It's like, saying that's what I.
I think we lost him.
Fuck, kidding me. We just went black again.
We lost you. Yeah.
Okay. So like, but Gates with the pharmaceutical stuff, right? Like him with the pharmaceuticals, the defense contractors, Soros with all this stuff. What they all have in common is they've just come up with different ways to get gigantic contracts with the government where they just make outlandish amounts of money from the government. It's like, which is easier to come up with an idea and a product and then sell it to all these different people, you know, where you have to have like millions of people make the decision to adopt your service or product, or to have a handful of corrupt people in government and then they just fucking greenlight you an astronomical amount of money all at once. Like that's the shortcut to billions of dollars. It's a fucking no-brainer if you have a corrupt system and you know how to work it. You know what I mean?
Hey, real quick on a side note, John Bravo, he just did a video basically on the same clips that I did.
Oh, really? On Wes Watson? That's awesome. I actually got to jump right now anyway. So that is exactly what I'm going to watch as I drive where I'm going. So appreciate you coming on again. And thank you everybody for hanging out, dude. This is fun. We'll do it again, dude. I'll hit everybody up. I'll go live in Vegas, dude.
There you go. I appreciate everybody in here, especially the haters. You guys never miss a thing I do.
Later, guys.